So some of you might have applied for the FY2 standalone posts, and if you have and your application is accepted, you're going to sit the FY2 Standalone SJT. This is very different to the SJT that's used for the MSRA. It's got one type of question, which is called a ratings SJT, but there's 3 subtypes within that. So let me go through the overview of the exam, and we'll go through what to expect in terms of the question type. So first of all, the exam is 45 minutes, and in that time you're going to answer 20 scenarios. Each scenario will have between 3 and 8 stems, i.e. individual sub-questions attached to it. There's a maximum of 4 marks for each stem. That's if you get it perfectly correct. If you don't get it perfectly correct, you may get partial marks depending on how close your option was to the best response. Okay, so there's only ratings SJT questions, but there's 3 types. The most common type will be ratings asking you to rate different actions. The new types for 2024, there may be some evolving dilemmas where they give you part of a scenario, ask you some stems around that, then they add some additional information to evolve the scenario, ask you some more stems about that. Okay, potentially they could evolve more than once. And then speech dilemmas. So rather than actions, it'll be about things to say as a response to the scenario. For all 3 types of ratings questions, the things that you're rating are from extremely desirable to extremely undesirable. In between, these are the different options. It's not a simple pass-fail exam. It's competitively ranked. Why? Because your SJT, the purpose of it is to get you an interview slot. All right. There's a limited number of interview slots. They interview 3 doctors for each job. So let's say there's 150 jobs this year. There might be fewer, there might be more. Okay, but let's say there's 150. Then they would only interview 450. So if there's 1,500 people applied, for example, you've got to be in that top 450. Give you context last year. Last year there were over 1,000 applicants, and initially they only advertised 90 jobs. So they planned to interview just 270 people. Now, if you don't score well enough to be in those top few that get the interview slot, you've got 0 chance of getting a job. Once you get that interview slot, your SJT score is totally irrelevant. It doesn't carry over, it doesn't stand for anything. All that matters is how well do you do in interview. Okay, so that's really, really important. You want to focus on getting the best possible score in the FY2 Standalone, which only consists of ratings type SJTs, not the ranking and select 3 from 8 SJTs that you have in MSRA, for example, or that some of you might have seen in the old Foundation SJT papers. The FY2 Standalone only uses ratings SJT questions. Okay, so I hope you've found that helpful to understand the exam and what to expect. I will be holding a free webinar where we'll go through an example scenario with a number of stems and talk a little bit more about how to approach and how to prepare for the FY2 Standalone. If you want to join that, I'll pop the link below. That will be happening at the end of January. Okay, the dates and details are in the comment below. Hope that's helpful, and I hope to see you on the webinar later. Thank you.